I guess I would describe it as a journey of a man who's just trying to find his way. He's made so many mistakes in his life that he's just trying to make peace with himself. He has a hard time doing it. It's a struggle for him. He's hurt people throughout his life and abandoned others, and doesn't really care who he steps on. And I would describe, Another Chance is just Peter Martin struggled to give himself another chance. That's my take on it. But Alex, what do you think?
I would say that it's a movie about life. That not everything in movies is always the way you would hope it would turn out. Sometimes people make mistakes and there are consequences for those mistakes. But God gives us another chance to do the right thing.
I really think this movie, it's definitely meant to reach out to more people, because the average Christian film that you see around, it's just really cheesy and all about Jesus and things. And I think that's why a lot of people don't really connect to it, like a lot of not saved people. And I like this movie a lot because it doesn't sugarcoat it. It says the plain truth, and it reaches out to a lot of people in real situations here in the world. And I think it's meant to reach out to everybody.
It applies to everybody. It's not made for one particular person, so to say, or for two. But if one person understands it, that one person goes to Christ, then it was all worthwhile. So, but Another Chance it's a story of everybody's life, because everybody's made mistakes.
So I play a mom, and I'm Puerto Rican. On film, and it's totally me. What was that?
I thought that was a 10.
Actually, you should have seen it. Anyway, she's a mom. She's Puerto Rican. I think she's totally me, with one difference. I only have boys. And I think the approach that Angela, of course, her reaction to the whole problem and with her daughter, I mean, she's a daughter, for me was so, it was so difficult to treat it as a daughter, not as, I would throw something at my son. But if I hear the news, with a daughter is totally different. I think it's more disappointment for her, because her daughter made the same mistake as she did. But she's totally similar to me. The way she reacts actually is tamer than what I would normally react to. But it was a lot of fun to play Angela, because I could get away with a lot of things that maybe in public around my friends I wouldn't react. But yeah, it was so similar to me.
Who else?
My character was nothing like me.
As you can see.
I mean, he was kind of a geeky, wimpy, beat-down guy, and I'm nothing like that.
No, he's tough.
Except for the geeky part. But it was a lot of fun to play. It was a lot of fun to interact with John off camera as characters. It was a lot of fun doing that. Now, John's character was exactly like John, so it's...
Yep.
Poor John.
Not all of it.
It's what they do. It's what they do to me every time. They say, we've got a real jerk of a character. Who can play that role?
There was no question on that.
I think the main difference between me and my character was like, she was kind of outgoing, and I'm not at all. I'm like so shy that was actually the hard part, was trying to be outgoing, trying to like in the hallway like, oh, I'm Amber. Like, I'm like, I would like want to do that. I would like convince myself, but it would take a couple days at least. So that was kind of cool, I guess, being able to step out of my comfort zone.
My character played something, it was kind of similar, but I'm kind of like an everywhere person. Like, I kind of had to be shy, and I don't know, it just felt pretty good to be shy for once.
It was the opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really wanted to be out there, but I really had to, like, you know, lowered it down and stuff like that. So I think that was pretty cool to experience that shyness.
How about you, Emma?
I think my character was pretty much exactly like me, pretty much. Probably one of the big differences is usually my reactions. Usually I would never do some of the stuff that I did on camera. That I
Like
did.
yell at your mom.
Yes, thank you. That's what, yeah. So, yeah.
My character, Dan, well, he's similar in some ways and very different in others. He's different from me because he is responsible. Yeah, he's the kind of guy that will be like, all right, guys, let's get our heads together and let's do this. Let's be responsible. You know, get this done. We can do this. I'm the kind of person that'll just mess around and be completely distracted in everything. I sometimes have the attention span of a goldfish. But yeah, he's similar to me in the sense that, you know, he will when there's something worth doing, you know, that he thinks is worth doing, he'll get on it, and he'll definitely lead everybody into it, and yeah.
My experience working with my husband as a director and my son as a co-actor, it was great. It was awesome, especially with Julian. Is it the first? This is the first time that we work together.
Yeah.
I'm usually behind the scenes, as you know, directing plays, and he's usually the actor. But it's the first time that we're both actors. We didn't get to act in the same scene, which I would have loved. But with Paulo, it was interesting with my husband because I had my opinions, he has his opinions, but I had to respect him as a director. So it was like biting my tongue the whole time. But then when we got home, the atmosphere was different. I could tell, you know what, I thought about this and I thought about that. But it was cool. It was intense because everything we thought about at home during that period was the movie. But we loved it. I loved it.
Yeah.
And I would love to do it again.
It's a little bit, it's an odd feeling, you know, but it's definitely a really fun experience. It's really cool, you know, doing everything as a family, and it's just it's really interesting. I gotta tell you that it's different. You normally wouldn't really see that everywhere. It was our first church movie, so it was definitely a new thing. And as a kid, like, I always wanted to grow up and be an actor or a musician or something like that. But definitely this opened up a new opportunity because I saw it and I thought, well, I can finally be in a movie. It'll be a cool experience to be part of it. And I jumped right in. I mean, I love acting, so this was definitely a great opportunity, a great chance, and it was really fun. I really enjoyed it.
I gotta say that as much as I love acting and everything, probably one of my biggest inspirations for doing this movie was my older sister, who was behind the scenes doing like everything that she possibly could. She really helped me at home because she acts herself, and I will say that she's much better than me. And to be able to pick her brain a little bit and to get her to help me with my lines, and she was like, well, because the character that I played was actually similar to her in real life. So she would be like, well, if I was in this situation, the way that you should act is like this. And so it really helped me because it helped me not only to act how the character would need to act, but to really see the heart of it, I think.
I think with it being the first movie that our church has filmed, we've done several stage plays and stage performances, but this was the first movie that we tried to do, and it was a challenge, to say the least, but it was exciting also, and I think that it turned out really, really well. I enjoyed playing different characters personally. So this was kind of an opportunity to try something different. But it was the challenge of doing something that we had never done before, I think, was the excitement of doing a film, first of all, and then the challenge of doing something that we had never tried before. I think a lot of us were excited about that opportunity.
And the expectation of you, I knew that me and everybody, we were gonna grow during this. It's the expectation, wow, if we can do this, you know, what can we do next? And it's just exciting, you know, thinking that, you know, you're not just gonna grow professionally as an actor, but you're gonna grow also in relationships, because it was intense. It was like every weekend, you know, you see each other, and I loved the experience, and it totally matched my expectations. It was and beyond.
And every time you get a chance to do something that's going to impact somebody's life, you should take the opportunity to do it.
I heard that they were doing a movie. I really wanted to do it because I tried doing my own movies just at home. It didn't really turn out as good as this. So, yeah, I'm really excited that I did come and do it.
I'm kind of like the outsider here because like they used to know each other and I was just like the outside person, like just auditioning, and I felt like when I came for auditions, I felt like that was my role, like I should play this role and stuff. And I really connected with Vanessa at first, and then Micah, and then Paulo. I was kind of shy, but then I was like, you know what, I can do this and stuff. And I guess I was like my own motivational penguin, and my family, and y'all, of course. So, yeah.
I don't think anybody expected it to be like this. I don't know. I had an idea, but the result was so like surprisingly good. It's not that I doubted anybody, but I just, you know, I expected this, and it went beyond that expectation. When I saw the end result, when I saw the movie, I was like, wow, we made a movie. It was like, yeah. So for me, it was, I expected this much, and it was just totally multiplied to the 10th.
Going into it, I mean, if you're looking at on a that question as well, I was hesitant to do this in the first place because it was our first film, and I don't know. Can you say suck? I didn't want to. I didn't want to do something that sucked, and so I was hesitant about doing it, but I had skipped our Christmas production the year before and felt terrible about it because I'm watching everybody on stage and I'm like, oh, I wish I was up there. So I'm like, I'm not going to skip this one. And then we do 3 months of production on Another Chance. And even all the way up to 2 weeks before we're showing this, I'm like, oh man, I hope this isn't terrible. I hope this is okay. And then I've got, all the pastors saying, no, I've seen it, it's great, it's great, it's great. Yeah, okay, whatever. You're just, good job here. But it really was. It was an outstanding film. First time I saw it, I'm just like, that was awesome.
That so did not suck. I think it turned out to be better than movies that I've seen with budgets 1,000 times bigger.
That's not hard. To have a budget 1,000 times bigger.
Well, and I was concerned, kind of like you, that, okay, this is a church movie. The church is making a movie. Great. I've seen a lot of churches that their first movie turned out to be a really cheesy, low-budget movie. And this doesn't feel anything like that.
Right.
It feels like a very well-made, well-produced movie.
When we were filming it, definitely, when I walked into the set, cameras, cables, mics, and all that stuff, and I thought, wow, okay, we're serious. And at first, I didn't really think much about it. I was saying, it's a movie. I don't care if it's going to be bad or not. I want to be in a movie. It's going to definitely be a fun experience. But in the end, when we're watching it on the big screen over there, it's just the very first scene. I was blown away, and just the sound and everything. I'm like, this is gonna be great.
Yeah.
And I was just waiting for it. I was shaking. This is great. And for a movie to be made this good on such a low budget and so little time, it was mind blowing. I just did not expect it to be like that.
Yeah. No, my expectations were like, okay, we're gonna do this, because everything we do, we're like, can we do this? And then we do it, and we're like, wow, that was fun. Let's do something bigger.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, we've never done a movie? Sure, why not? We're gonna do this. So as the result, and then you watch the movie, and then you see the people's reactions afterwards, I think that was really cool to see just how much it really impacted people. They come up to you, and I'm like, oh, people actually like know who I am. This is weird. But people will come up and they're like, oh my gosh, you did a good job. But then you and this one person and how this whole thing came together, and they were like, oh, it was so good, and I want to see it again. And it really impacted my friend that I brought, and I was like, that's what it's all about, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was really awesome to me. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah. All right. So during the filming for the band practice, there was a scene that was not shown on the full on the actual production, and it was a donut fight. The band was supposed to grab donuts and literally throw it at each other, and literally just be ourselves and just have fun with it. Just pelt each other with donuts.
Yeah.
It was really fun, and we had to do it multiple times, and
It never got old.
oh, it never got old, yeah. And it was hilarious just to see everything that we did in that. I'm just a little bit upset that we didn't put it up.
It's
Dad's fault.
Yeah, it's your fault. I blame you.
To me, the funnest parts were the parts that I was there for. I wasn't there for a lot of the serious moments and the serious filming and those scenes that were really emotional. The scenes I was there for were a lot of fun because it was Paulo has worked with John and I before, and he kind of knows how we are. So after he got a couple of takes, he said, "You know what? All right, I know you guys want to just do some improv stuff, so just roll the camera and let's see where this goes." And we had a lot of fun, especially in the scene with the where Peter Martin has a phone call and he's trying to avoid a meeting, and I'm trying to make up excuses for him as to why he can't be there. We had a lot of fun with that. The outtakes of that, I think.
If they're allowed.
If they're allowed.
Are not all stuff that you would see in a Christian movie. They were funny.
And you even came up with that turducken thing that we ended up using at the end
Yeah.
to close the film, which was
Right.
brilliant.
The way the idea of the turducken was just kind of an ad-lib thing, and it ended up
You can just
working its
Google
way
it.
through the film and tying it up at the end and wrapping it all together. So that was
I think for my character Maria, there was only 2 parts that she actually enjoyed, which was the mushy scene when we were at the farm, and then at the end of the movie for like the closing. And I think that those were the most times that I enjoyed, because I actually, got to smile. Because like the rest were like really serious, like, oh my god, she doesn't want me or something like that,
Well, good for you.
Yeah.
I had to burst out in anger in one and then cry the other one. So, it was fun. I mean, yeah, deep inside it was fun, but yeah, not so much.
I think the cool thing was my wife and daughter were both in the movie as well, and I didn't see their filming at all. And it wasn't until seeing the final film that I saw their performances. I was like, this is my baby girl. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, and the joke at my work from other people that have seen it is your daughter, Peter, don't leave me.
Yeah.
That's so that's how they address me now. Don't leave me.
I can only think of Amaris.
Oh my gosh.
I know she's not here, and you shouldn't talk about people when they're not. But Amaris.
But it's so much easier to talk about it when they're
I
not here.
know.
Yeah.
Amaris was a clown. She was a clown, and when she was not a clown, she was sleeping. She would take naps anywhere, everywhere. I kind of was a little bit jealous because of that about her. She could sleep anywhere. 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah. She was really anxious for the chapel scene, and she wanted to see that. And I found her in the bottom of the church, piled up on beanbags. Zonked out.
She's always sleeping.
Probably the other funny part was probably when my dad was tucking me in, like just behind the scenes when we were like downstairs and we were in our pajamas and we were like having pillow fights and stuff, and it was kind of fun. So yeah.
I like the dinner scene at the end. That's my favorite because, like Eileen said, I got to smile. I got to smile. I got to kind of be myself and not what you think I am. I got to be me
Why is he looking at me?
because you're the one that says I get stereotyped to these characters.
Oh,
That was wrong.
No,
that's true.
I expect it from you. But no, I love the end scene where I get to interact with Eileen and with Vanessa and talk to you on the phone, fake. But yeah, I loved that part. I loved the music that went along with it. So, what's your favorite part?
My favorite part. I like
You're
so
dancing
much.
in the kitchen.
Probably yes. Because me dancing in the kitchen. I think that was the only happy moment in that. Well, no, it was the last scene too. But the happy moment in Angela's life. You know, she was
Before everything crashed.
Before everything, yeah. That's a good one. Yeah, I have fun doing that. And cutting the fruit and the vegetables with a dull knife. That was fun too. I almost cut my finger, but
Oh, it's fun.
that's good.
Probably the birthday party scene.
Oh, yeah.
It was fun, especially once I watched it on the screen. I thought that was really cool, and yeah.
Well, that was a whole day of partying.
That
Yeah,
took
and they-
forever.
Yeah.
Everybody got
And
to
it-
say the birthday party song to me.
It was all about
several
her that
times.
day.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Like,
Stop.
yeah.
I learned in this film that the most underappreciated and the least recognized artist is the film editor. Because I was there for filming some of these scenes, and what ended up on the screen versus what it looked like in real life was night and day different. So hats off to the film editors everywhere.
Pulled miracles.
Oh, yeah.
They are the ones that make this look good. So
Along that lines, what else have you learned from this experience?
That you can do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, as far as if you put your mind to it, we did a movie in 3 months. We did a 117-minute movie.
107.
No, 107.
77.
77.
Hours. Yeah.
Hour and 17 minutes. There you go. We did an hour and 17-minute movie in 3 months. Now, granted, that was only done on Saturdays,
using all volunteers on Saturday.
using all volunteers on Saturdays. And it was awesome. They were long days, but when it came down to the end of it and we actually saw it, it was worth every minute.
Patience is the key.
And determination.
And determination.
This movie was meant to reach out to people and to tell them that no matter what you've been through, there's always a good ending. If you persevere, if you go through it, you'll definitely get through it and you'll be happy. And there's always hope.
There's always hope, but there's still consequences for your actions. Everything may work out for you as far as, well, now, let me start that over. It's not that everything's always going to be great in your life, but everything can be great inside. With you personally, you can fix yourself and make yourself whole. The consequences that may fall around you for you fixing what you've done wrong in your life, you know, every action has a reaction. So,
Yeah. I'm really proud to have been a part of this, to be able to see the outcome and to be able to know that there are people who are affected that I didn't even get to see how it affected them, and that this movie can still affect more people can enjoy it, and more people can come to Christ through it. I think that's what.
You have to have faith in the vision of the project, for the big picture of the project from the beginning. And you have to trust the director and the producers to know that what they have in their mind, what they see, they're going to bring it out in this medium of film. And it takes a lot of work, but if you've got that vision and you know that God has put that in your heart to do this, that He'll bring those things to pass, and He'll bring the resources and He'll bring the people to help you accomplish that. You're going to miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So there's nothing holding you back except your own limitations and your own doubt, your own fear.